I was born in a third world country, right? And I won't waste my potential knowing that my parents was able to bring me to, this country and, give me a better life, right? I came to Hawaii when I was 7 years old, and ever since then I grew up over here. I haven't really been to like the mainland or whatever you guys call it, up in the states. I've only been in Hawaii, like around the island, and what I've noticed was that, taking trips back to the Philippines whenever I go there for vacation and stuff is understanding that I have so much more opportunity than, my family in the Philippines, and understanding that, like, why in the world would I even want to waste my potential, There's so much that I could do given the fact that I live in, United States. My family in the Philippines is, my family talks to them sometimes, like my mom, them, my sister, them. They talk to my family in the Philippines, and what I noticed was that they don't make that much, right? I mean, obviously it's a third world country, but for the amount of work that they put in like 10 hours of actual labor work. Like, I don't know what it is. It's like they work with cement or whatever, but 10 hours every single day. They only get paid like $500 in the Philippines, right? For the month. Sorry, I forgot to. They get paid $500 for the month, right? And I was lucky enough to be brought to this country, and the fact that I can literally make money from, starting a business and literally changing my life. The fact that I'm able to change my life is actually pretty cool, and it's amazing, right? So why in the world would I waste my potential? When I was growing up in like elementary, middle school, I always wanted to have like a regular career, you know. Matter of fact, in elementary, I wanted to be like an NBA player, right? I literally thought in my head I was going to make it to the NBA because I would go to the park, I would play basketball. I'm Filipino, so, Filipinos are pretty good at basketball. And I genuinely thought I was going to make it to the NBA. But, middle school came along, and then, I was actually pretty smart in middle school, like a 3.5 GPA type of student, and, A's and B's. And I thought that I wanted to be a psychologist, right? I thought I was gonna go to college for, getting like a psychology degree or something with that, because, I took this one survey and it was talking about how the type of work that I would do good in is, helping other people out and being able to understand people and help them out. And then high school came along. When you go on TikTok in high school, after COVID, that's when like all these big influencers like Iman Godzi, all of these people, they pop up, right? They start telling you about like online influencing, or like, I'm sorry, online money, and the different ways that you could make money online. And back then, I didn't know it was possible. I thought it was fake, right? I thought it was just all a scam and people are selling courses and stuff. But what I realized was that it's all possible, right? What I told myself, like, in like my sophomore year, my freshman year, was why would I settle for a mediocre, average life, right? I was brought I was brought to the United States, right? And I have the ability to work and train hard to become the best version of myself, and even build generational wealth for my family and being able to provide for my family in the future, right? Why wouldn't I use that as an advantage and use the opportunity, right? Because not a lot of my family in the Philippines is able to say that they're able to, you know, I mean, don't get me wrong, they could probably record a video like this, but I'm not afraid to admit that I have more opportunities than them, right? Most likely I do, because, I live in the United States. So why wouldn't I use that as advantage and put it into use, right? I'm not going to waste my potential, right? And like I said, going back to me watching those people online and stuff, I noticed that instead of becoming a NBA player or like a psychologist, going to like a regular career, I wanted to be my own boss and, make my own money, right? And have my own business and stuff. And, that's when, my sophomore year, I got into like reselling clothes, reselling AirPods, right? I even wanted to start a clothing brand. And the one business that actually did really good after trying out multiple business models is that detailing did really good. I made really good money doing car detailing. As crazy as it sounds, you guys probably think I'm lying, but I was actually able to hit a $10,000 month. Right, it was just a one-time thing though. I was able to hit a $10,000 month with mobile car detailing. Right, and then a couple months after that, I fully quit it and I went into, you know to the online space. And like I said, I'm not really making a crazy ton of money right now. I'm not even really like seeing crazy success. But what I do know is that I won't give up, and I won't let my younger self down, and I won't let my potential go to waste, right? I'm gonna keep trying. I'm gonna keep pushing every single day to make sure that I get to the success that I want, right? In the future, like I'm literally manifesting it right now, and I'm like speaking in real time. Today is March 26th of 2025, and trust me, couple of like a year from now or 2 years from now, couple of months, who knows, right? Your life can change within a couple of months. Your life can change within a year. But trust me, like in the future, I will be able to say that I'm financially free, and hopefully all my hard work will pay off, right? It's not a matter of if, it's more of a matter of when, right? Because if I'm putting in the work every single day, right, there's no doubt about it, I am going to make it happen, and I am going to see success, right? Same thing with fitness. If you have your recovery on track, your training on track, your diet on track, you're going to make it work, right? Sooner, it doesn't, like, it might take 2 months, it might take a whole year for you to see nice, crazy results, but like sooner or later, it's going to happen. You're going to see success, right? And I think it all comes down to having the mindset. And as corny as it sounds, you just got to understand that, it's possible to make it, right? I could just sit back, relax, and have a mediocre life, maybe go to college, and there's nothing wrong with that, right? Don't get me wrong. There's nothing wrong with, if you genuinely want to become a doctor, you genuinely want to, you're fine with working a regular 9 to 5. There's nothing wrong with that. But me personally, I can't settle for average. I don't want a mediocre life. I want, you know, more in life, right? And last but not least, something that I've been doing recently was going to church, and that's a pretty good thing that I've been doing. I've been trying to get better spiritually, and I think that's the one thing that I've had missing in my life was being spiritually right. Because I mean, I'm not like the most jack dude ever, but I was able to get in shape. I would say I'm in shape. I'm I also have a pretty good mindset with being able to stay disciplined. I'm also getting financially on track with trying to create content, and being able to help other people out get in shape. But the one thing that I am missing is God, right? I was missing God. So I was getting, my mental was on track, my physical was on track, my financial was in progress, but I was missing something. I was missing God, right? So um I've been going to church like every Tuesday. There's like a young adults or like youth adult thing, and like 10 minutes away from me, where there's 18 years old, 18 to like 35 year olds, where we shoot, I don't even know. We worship, and we sing, and then the pastor talks to us. Like I said, I'm still new to this, so I'm not too sure about it, but I think that's definitely one main things that I've been missing in my life, was having God by my side. And now that I'm able to take him, or like, I'm not sure if I'm saying this properly, but like having him by my side while I'm in the pursuit of like chasing greatness. And at the end of the day, it's not really like the money that I'm chasing. It's because money doesn't buy happiness. Money buys freedom, and freedom is happiness, right? So it's not really like the crazy money that I'm chasing, because it's just a piece of paper. It's just a little tool that you can use to you know go around, like use it properly in the world, right? And hopefully when I'm financially right, I'm able to protect and provide for my family in the future, and be able to retire my parents, and build great wealth for um my future family, and my, if anything, build generational wealth. That would be even much better. But yeah, I just wanted to come on here and talk about how I am not going to waste my potential on this earth, and being able to, like I said, being born in the Philippines, and being able to be brought to the United States, and having the opportunities to become great. I am not going to waste that potential. So yeah, I mean, like I said, I haven't really quote unquote made it yet, but if you guys subscribe, you guys can follow me throughout this journey. If you guys don't know what I'm doing, I'm basically trying to build a business off online fitness coaching, and who knows, maybe um, it will go crazy within a couple months from now, or it doesn't really matter how long it's going to take me, as long as I'm putting in the work and I know that it's going to happen, right? Instead of always thinking about like, oh, I can't wait till the day of I make this amount of money, just think about, creating the content, right? Think about the process instead of always thinking about the final destination. Same thing with like fitness. Don't always think about like, oh, I can't wait till I lose 20 pounds. Oh, I can't wait till I get 10% lean, right? Think about the work that you are putting in order to get to that goal, whether it's, um, getting your diet on track, your training on track. As long as you get all of that on track, then you will get, to the end goal. But yeah, guys, just make sure you guys are subscribing, and you guys can follow me through this journey. But trust me, I will make it happen. I will see success, and it's just a matter of time. It's not a matter of if, it's a matter of when.